Hello everyone. Very good evening. Welcome to all aboard. My name is Varsha Dhiman and this is our weekly current affairs session. So students who are there in the session, please let me know that my voice is clear to you and the screen is clearly visible so that we can start our discussion about today's way. So here we have to cover the current affair from 31st of May till 6th of June, right? See, I'll focus on the current affairs of the last month firstly, and then I'll start covering the current affairs June month in this session because there were some current affairs that we missed in the last class because the time was over. Okay, so firstly, we'll cover the current affairs from the last month of May, and in the next week of June, I'll take May 2025 compilations with MCQs. So, aspirants who are connected with us, you have to attend the MCQ compilation. Okay, because we have to cover all the MCQ related to all the topics that we had covered in our weekly current affairs session. Okay, so let's start our discussions. Am I clearly audible and visible to everyone? Yeah. Is everything fine? Very good afternoon, very good evening, everyone. How you all are doing? How's your preparations going on? Is everything okay? How's your studies going on? Yeah. How's the Josh? Yeah, please comment below that everything is fine or you need some help or you need some guidance. See, yesterday I shared a session where I discussed about the 90-day study plan. Okay, so I discussed about the one thing that you can divide your 90 days into three phases: phase one, phase two, and phase three. You have to dedicate like near to 4 to 6 hours in a day, like apart from the batches that you are enrolled in. Okay, because this is a time that you can match with the level of the students who had started their preparation from the month of January 2025. This is a time that you can use to build your concept. Okay, so if you are not serious about your studies till today, that is 6th of June, that means in future you have to suffer for that. See, aspirants, a very serious advice to you all. Please start focusing on all the points very carefully. Okay, this is a peak time for your preparation. So here we go. Let's start. Very good evening, Harish. Very good evening. How you all are? Let's start. The students who are in the session, like the session as well and share it among. Okay. So let's start. Without wasting a more minute, let's start our discussion. Here we go. Firstly, it's a request to everyone. But you can install the application of Board or just starter prepare so that and you will get the PDF of YouTube classes there and you can connect with me on my Telegram. That is there also you will get the classes information PDFs of you. So we will start with the MS. So yeah, I covered the 2020 previous year question YouTube session day before. Okay, and there was a question in the exam. There was a question in the exam what when the marketing season for Rabi crops begin. When the marketing season for Rabi crops. So these kind of very easy questions are also asked in your which you can be capable of answering. And you are connecting with me on regular basis in this current affairs session. Okay, because these questions are repeatedly asked in the exam. There is no such like this question asked in the last year. There are no chances that it will asked in the next year also because they are related with the current affairs. Okay. So recently, the Cabinet Committee on Economic, okay, it has approved the minimum support prices for Kharif crops for marketing season 2020. So in the like last to last current affairs session, we had discussed about FRP is like approved for the October session, October 2025, and the harvesting of like for the marketing session. FRP is decided for sugarcane. Similarly, for the marketing of Kharif crops, minimum support price is also decided. Okay, Kharif crops, which includes the rices, which you will start sowing in the month of June, July. Okay, as I took a session that we are working on uh, Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan. Okay, under the Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan, which has started from 29th of until will work till 12th of June, because June in the month when the Kharif season begins. Okay, so before the sowing of the Kharif crops, the minimum support price is decided or approved by the cabinet affairs. It is important to decide the minimum support prices so that we will be capable of dealing with market fluctuations, and that will create the price stabilization also. The prices will not be decided before, so that will create the unstable situation. Okay, unstable situation in the market. So to create the stable situation, it is needed to decide the minimum support prices before. Okay, the cabinet committee on economic affairs chaired by the prime minister Narendra has approved increase in the, so it is decided that there is a need to MSP for how many crops? For 14 Kharif crops. For which marketing season? For the 2025-26 marketing season. Okay. These minute details are very important. So who decide? It is decided by Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. Who chaired the committee? The Prime Minister of India. Okay. Government has increased the minimum support price of Kharif crops for marketing season 2020. Why it is decided to increase the minimum support price for these 14 kharif crops to ensure remunerative prices to the growers for their produce, so that the farmers not be at the lower side, not be at the lower end. Okay, he will get the good remunerative prices for the crop that he is doing. And as per the minimum support price, the price that he should get should be 1.5 times the basic input that he is supplying to his field, so that he will not be at the loss. Okay, why it is decided? So that we can protect our farmers, and as well as we can support them, so that they will remain in their profession. They will not leave their profession of growing crops and will not move to any corporate job. Okay, so these questions are important because this can have good answers in descriptive writing. All right, and wherever you feel like that the voice is lagging, please let me know on time. Okay, so that I'll work upon it. One thing is clear to you. Now moving further, yeah, the highest absolute increase in minimum support price over the previous year has been recommended for Niger state. Okay, so this is also important as we are saying that we are observing an increase in the minimum support price. So which particular crop we are observing the highest increase? For the Niger state. We want to improve its production. So it is rupees 820 rupees per quintal, followed by ragi, that is 596 rupees per quintal, followed by cotton, that is 589 rupees per quintal, and then sesamum rupees 79 rupees per seed quintal. Okay, so we had observed increase in this, one in the Niger seed, then in the ragi, then the cotton, and then the sesamum. So that means these are your kharif crops. Clear? Now moving further, yeah, this is important. See, I will provide you, you just have to go through this data. There is a complete table where the prices are mentioned, and I'll take a separate session on YouTube where I'll share that particular table with you from the PIB. Okay, so for now, it is important for you to know the highest absolute increase is observed in which particular. Clear? Now moving forward, this is your another current affair news. Okay, so as per this event, what is important? The Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, which is ministered by Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji. Okay, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare releases the third advance estimates of production of major agriculture crops for 2024-25. Like about the crops that were sown and harvested last year, the third advance estimate is released. So as per the third advance estimate of the 2024-25 crops, what are the important parameters that you should know about? So one is the country has achieved. Okay, these data will help you to frame a good descriptive answer. These data will help you to frame a good descriptive answer. Data are important because you might have the questions why we are observing a fluctuation in production, why there is an increase in production, why there is a decrease in the food grain production in the last financial. What is the reason for that? So these questions can only be answerable if you know about all these. The country has achieved a record food grain production and is estimated at how much? So for the year 2024-25, the food grain production was rupees 3,539.59 lakh metric ton, okay, which is higher by 216.61 lakh metric ton than the food grain production of rupees 3,322.98 lakh metric ton in the year 2023-24, registering approx 6.5%. What we had observed that we had improved in our food grain production by how much? By 6. And if in terms if we talk, it is 260.61 LMT. Okay, so that much we had improved. So yeah, that means we are at a better. We are at a better. The Union Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, and he is also the Union Minister for Rural Development. Okay, Shri Shivraj Singh. He stated that, yeah, why it is possible to improve or increase in our food production, because now we had started focusing on because of the visionary uh, like leadership of our honorable Prime Minister Shri is working towards to improve, and he is trying to make most of the policies and most of the initiatives farmer centric, because our main focus to become is to focus on sustainable agriculture practice. For becoming a sustainable agriculture, we are working on farming, we are working on pigeon farming, natural farming practice. Okay, and because of all these practices only are able to observe a sustainable growth in, right, and hence, so what kind of technologies we had introduced culture system that is start giving good results. So we had adopted the enhanced adoption of technology, robust policy support, and improved agri infrastructure have together contributed to a record in. If you have a question, what is the reason for the improved or the increased crop production, the fiscal year 2024-25, you need to elaborate these after mentioning the data that we had discussed in the previous. Okay, your voice is little low. Okay, Gitanjali, is it okay now? Am I audible to you now? Yeah, that's the thing that you have to tell, huh? Like, if you guys will not inform me on time, I'll not be able to work upon. I'll take the mic in my hand so that the voice will be clear to you. Okay, more clear to you. Now, moving further, let's talk about the another point. So what are the important points that we had noticed in the financial year on the fiscal year 2024-25? Like, where we had observed the changes in the data. Okay, where we had observed the changes in the data. So in the agriculture year 2024-25, record production has been achieved in key crops. So these are the major crops. Even though we had started our focus, or we had started focusing on certification or the millet cereals and all, but still our major crops have to do most of the things to do. Okay, so we had observed that production of these major cereal crops has improved in the last year. Cereal crops include the rice, wheat, maize, groundnut, and soybean. And this record production is what's the reason? This year also we are observing that monsoon arrived earlier, which is a very favorable thing for our agricultural crops. So similarly, last year also we observed the favorable monsoon and the ideal weather conditions. So these are the reasons so that the farmers had not suffered a lot. If the farmer's crop will be devastated by this unforeseen incidences or the natural calamities, obviously our overall grain production will be reduced. Okay, so the last year also the favorable monsoon helped the farmers to grow their crops well. We are we are fortunately year also the monsoon will favor the production, overall production. Okay, distributed rainfall across major crop growing states. We had discussed about the agroclimatic zones, about the areas where our major cereal crops are growing. So if in that areas or the states the rainfall pattern will be good, the weather conditions will be ideal of, so obviously they will support the overall food grain production. Like eradicate situation of scarcity. Okay, if the overall food production will improve, that means the situations of food scarcity will not occur. Sure, optimal conditions for cultivation. Clear? Is that point clear? Now moving to observe. As a result, there has been a considerable increase in kharif sowing areas along with higher yields in major kharif crops. So these major kharif crops has us because of the good rainfall and because of the good moisture conditions, because of the weather or favorable monsoon conditions. Okay. Furthermore, the improved soil moisture contributed to expansion in cultivated areas during the Rabi and the summer seasons. Also, intermittent rainfall Rabi season further enhanced overall. Do you know what is of yeah, for the meaning of idea? What is the meaning of intermittent rainfall? Basically, see there are different patterns. Still cannot able to hear you in between. Mic is working well now, and it is charged also, fully charged. Hello, it's fully charged. Wi-Fi is also working well. Mic is also working well. Where the situations and the things are lagging, I don't know. I'll check on after class then. Okay, mic is okay working. See, intermittent rainfall is basically like after giving a gap when the rainfall occur. Okay, like the not the continuous rainfall pattern or like rainfall pattern like 3 days, normal days, and then the rainfall will occur. So that's how the soil moisture content will be maintained. Okay, because the moisture, the rainwater will not create a situation of erosion. If the continuous rainfall will occur in any area, what will happen? Splash, it will splash erosion or it will fertility of the soil will occur like after an interval of 2 to 3. So that will situation will be counted as intermittent rains with sufficient amount of water in the soil. That's how the overall agriculture output is also increase or improve. Moving here, it is showing me good fluctuations in the voice. I'll check it. I'll check to the team why the problem is occurring in the sound. Right. Next is, yeah, moving further. Yeah, these are the details. So these were the details, so these were the records. You need to go through this data. This is very important data aspirant. That's why I had mentioned it here for you. See the details of the production of various. So as I told you, in production, that is an increase of 6.5% from the year 2023-24. Okay, so the major crops that contribute in total food grain production was this wheat, Shri Anna, Tur or farm. Okay, so these are the major food grain crop that contribute in the total or the overall food production that becomes 3,539.51 LMT. And the total oil seeds that contribute, so there was a total oil seed contribution of 426.09 LMT. And under this, the major crops included were soybean, rapeseed and mustard, and sugarcane and cotton. Okay, cotton production was, as it is not measured in LMT, it is measured in 306.92 lakh bales, is 170 kgs each. Okay, and jute is 84.30 lakh bales, which is 180 kgs each. One bale is equals to for the case of cotton, it is 170 kg, and for the case of jute, is it 180 kgs. Okay, so that was the production in oilseeds and other your commercial crops. Right now, yeah, if we compare the data, this comparison is also needed. See, if you are connected with me in the NABARD Grade A batches, basically, so there I have covered the descriptive questions also with the last year data, because the time I discussed the data, I discussed that questions with you, the data was not released. Now you have the data, so you can use this data to frame your descriptive answer, good descriptive answers. Okay, so we had observed that, yeah, we had observed that from the last year, now we had observed an increase of 112.49 LMT. Similarly, in the wheat production, we had observed increase, so 42.15 LMT. Similarly, for Sri Anna, it is observed that there's an increase of 4.43 LMT. And further, for the nutri cereals or the coarse cereals, an increase of 52.04 LMT. Okay, so after rice, the nutri cereals has shown a good improvement in the year 2024-25 advanced estimate. So this is a achievement for our agriculture production. Other than that, if we talk about the oil seeds or the basically let's talk about the pulses. So pulses production has also improved by 9.92 LMT. Production is improved by 7.16 LMT. Production is improved by 1.44 LMT. Overall, production of oilseeds has improved by 29.40 LMT from the last year. So we had observed a good improvement. But if we talk about soybean estimates, so they also shows a good improvement. Soybean, the improvement was observed of 21.18 LMT, and for the groundnut, it was observed an improvement of 17.16 LMT. And similarly, if we talk about the cotton, it is estimated at 306.98 lakh bales. For jute and mester production, it is estimated at 84.33, and for the mester, it is 3.15 lakh bales. Okay, and sugarcane production. So sugarcane production has also improved. That is 4,501.16 LMT. So these were the estimates. Okay, now the season has arrived. The farmers have to start sowing their kharif season crops. Okay, so to boost the farmers and to foster the overall production and to improve conditions, support through content, so government has decided continue the subvention scheme so that financial assistance will be provided to the farmers. The farmers will be capable of purchasing the basic input needed for the next growing season. So under this continued interest subvention scheme, Kisan credit card facilities and market interest subvention scheme will remain important or cornerstone of agri credits. Why the government is providing this financial assistance through the institutional credits to the farmers, so that of money lenders, they will not fall of non-institutional credits, because interest rate is quite high. Okay, and if they and the trap which from not be capable of coming out soon, government is strengthening. farmer support through this interest pension scheme. Okay, this is very important. If one time farmer will fall on this a trap of money lenders, he will not be able to come out of it easily, because he is not knowing about the hidden conditions, not knowing about the hidden conditions, and that will cause him a lot to suffer. All right. Now, moving further in this direction, what we are having with us, let's talk about it. So, in a significant decision to support farmers across the country, the Union Cabinet has approved the continuation of modified interest subvention scheme for the financial year 2025-26. And under this scheme, 1.5% interest subvention will continue to be provided. So, how much interest subvention will be provided to the farmers? 1.5%. Okay, will continue to be provided to banks for short-term crop loans up to rupees 3 lakh issued through the Kisan Credit Card platform. So through the Kisan Credit Card platforms, what the financial assistance is provided to them now. So that loan will get a interest subvention of 1.5%. And why this decision was taken? Favor the farmer. Okay. So, and this decision ensures that farmer will continue to get short-term agriculture loans at an effective interest rate of just 4%, provided they repay on time and avail the 3% prompt repayment incentive. If the farmers will pay, so they will get a 3% PRI, repayment repayment is incentive. Okay. So that's used now, and the farmers or so the farmer will start taking in government policy, in the government scheme. Now, what is to farm? What kind of farmers will get a good, uh, like all the points use to write in your description. So, how this continued interest submission will help the farmer? Okay, will get afford on working capital, and just they have to pay just 4%, which is lowest rates globally. Farmers are getting 3 lakh financial assistance or the loans at an interest rate of 4% only, which is the lowest one globally. So this one, another one is flexible credit access. See, Kisan credit card offers revolving credit for years, letting farmers withdraw funds as needed, like how much fund you want withdraw from your Kisan credit. So, of natural calamities, interest relief continues for up to a year. And so if disaster, natural calamity occur, like data for interest here, and if severe disaster will occur, you will get the interest relief for 5 years. So that is also a advantages or good thing for the farmers. Support small and the marginal farmers. So with 76% of agri credit accounts now held by small farmers. See, small and marginal farmers, they are more so by now 70 marginal farmers of our country agree. That's how it is to empower the backbone of Indian agriculture. The one is no collateral needed. They are not traditional credits from the bank asks for the documents. There's a lot of that is a very consuming. Have to some advantage is that submit an electoral law back with the Indian farm. So when the farmer with money they have and always have to work money in their hand
smooth the credit, and that will allow the farmers to get the better seeds, get the better fertilizers, get the better technologies. That's how overall production will improve, will out with observed has shown a success in the past few years as we had observed here. So you can see, so Kisan credit card more than double lakh crore in the year 2000. The credit 6 lakh crore. Now it has more than double. That is 81 lakh crore. Now that, so the farmers are having the Kisan credit card. The credit then from 7.3 lakh crore to same period. So it is also a good share of institutional credit. Now the farmers are, we had made the process more easy, more smooth for the farmers. Now farmers are start believing, has start believing in institutional credits. Okay, earlier because of the collateral requirement, because of the documentation, because of so many other things, farmers was thinking that they just waste their time if will they go institutional credit. Now the farmers are sting us for the government policies, okay, or the institutional credits basically, and that's how the dependence on informal money lenders has reduced. Non-performing assets or NPA in the agriculture sector, it has improved. So it was 8.9% in 2019. Like most of the farmers who has taken the money from the farm, taken the money from the bank, they are not paying it on time. So that's why it was converted into the NPA, non-performing asset. Now the farmers has started the, so the agriculture sector has improved it. It is now 7.2% in 2023. Credit on asset declined 0.66% in 2021-22 to 11.5% in 23-24. That indicates better credit performance. Okay, that means the farmers are paying their credit. Farmers are trying to improve their CIBIL score. Okay, so another thing, okay, this is one thing. Now, what the government, this is all about the important point, what the farmers and how success of it, like how much we had improved. Now, yeah, KRP. Have you heard about KRP? Class, please let me know that the voice is okay. Yeah, please let me know what is KRN. Any idea about this? Okay. See, a digital reform for transparency. Like if you will have any portal with you all the time where you can ask your queries and the queries will be resolved on time, you will feel more relaxed. Na? Okay, I have, for example, yesterday I have to visit the Nagar Nigam or municipal corporation for some birth certificate related issue. And you know what? They were just not focusing on the issue. They were just not interested in solving the issue and working upon that. They were just now also they were just delaying it, delaying it. Okay, that kind of behavior in like offices and that like they are not working well. Another thing, realized. Okay, your belief system will improve more. Okay, reform for transparency. Kisan Rin Portal KRP, the government has also launched the Kisan Rin Portal to act. So this portal will help that interest subvention claim digitally. This portal ensures faster disbursement, greater transparency and accountability, benefiting both farmers and the bank. The farmers will be capable of checking that the amount that they are paying, is it reflecting platform or not, and the also feel happy like they are getting the system. Looking at credit limit to rupees 5 lakh. See, in the union budget for year 2025-26, we had discussed about 1 point. Kisan credit card limit has extended to 5 lakh. Initially, it was 3 lakh. So we are committed to improve under active consideration. Today's cabinet decision ensures seamless continuation of support to the farmers under existing provision. See why one served that the last step that was achieved or was like taken and is working very well. So then we have one more step also. So that decision will ensure seamless continuation of support to the farmers under existing provisions. This is all about it. Now let's move into the next news article. Also important. Now till article sector support price market interest subvention. Now we are moving on to another topic out the most trusted visionary leadership, sustainable future. Shri Bhupendra Singh Yadav, II. So that section of Indian industry held, he addressed there the Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Okay, during that summit, he said that we are offering stability, we are offering visionary leadership, like we want to have a sustainable future. We want to use our resources so judicially so that the resources will be available for the next upcoming generations also. So, yeah, the annual business summit 2025 is a theme summit which is organized by Coalition of Indian Industry. The special presentation addressed was focused on. So the main focus of this session was India's climate policy architecture, pathways for emerging economies. Okay, so that special plenary session what it addressed India's climate policy architecture, pathways for emerging economies. So describing the India story, so he described like what we are working upon, how much we had improved, and how the things are working there. So Sri Yadav portrayed it as a blend of tradition and transformation. Okay, so we are on a way on sustainable agriculture goals, sustainable development, sustainable use of resources. So it is possible to achieve it by following some tradition and by following some transformation. Democracy walks alongside development and coexist with assertiveness. He underscored that the essence of the India story lies in always keeping India first. So, where the essence for this India story lies in always keeping India's first. We need to our country as whole. We don't think to regions. Okay. Now, in the summit, Union Minister Sri Yadav praised Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi's initiative. What is Mission Life? See, what is it? It is a lifestyle for environment. Like we have to focus on the lifestyle where we are working on transforming environmental protection into a participative process. Like we need to think about our environment and not only think about, we need to work upon, we need to participate in the processes that will help us to improve our environment, because that only the sustainable growth will occur. He highlighted that mission life encourages communities, businesses, individuals to collectively contribute to saving the planet. Okay, so because of that, now the individuals have started working, now the companies, now the communities, they all started working for saving the planet. Okay, initially the mindset of most of the people, like this is not our job, will not do that. And that's the reason most of the things are not achieved on time, most of the tasks are not achieved on time. When we start thinking about the processes in such a manner that this is our responsibility, this is our environment, mainly the things will work well. So now we had started thinking like that this is our responsibility and we have to work upon that. Okay, now what are the main three key drivers? So, Union Minister Shri Bhupender Singh Yadav ji outlined India's climate policy architecture, focusing on three key drivers. So, he focused on three key drivers that help in our climate policy. Climate policy basically focused on we need to take such steps as well as resources will be utilized judicially, as well as the resources will be safe for the next generations also. Okay, so self-reliant circular economy, which is a path sustainable which is a path to sustainable growth. So India is transitioning from a linear to a circular economy model. So initially we were focusing a linear economy. Now we have started focusing on a circular economy model, like everything is connected. Aims to reduce, so that is we what the waste that is coming out from one process, it should be a raw material for the another process. So now we are start working on a circular economy model, not an economy, not a linear model. It's a very important concept. It's a very important point. Aiming to reduce waste and enhance the resources efficiency. The government has introduced extended user responsibility, that is EPR guidelines for various sectors, including tires, plastics, e-waste to promote recycling and sustainable consumption. In 22 and 24. The recycling sector attracted investments total how much investment the recycling sector has targeted or attracted in the in the last 2 years. So that is rupees 10,000 crore, reflecting industry commitment to sustainable practices. Projected to how much it is projected billion by 2050, creating approximately, so how many jobs it will create. So that's how the problem of unemployment is solved. Like if this system and strengthening resilience also are driving our leadership of Modi ji. India has lots of style for environment. Like we need to do some changes in our lifestyle, but it is up to one and all the person and it out. Nationwide campaign, economic community initiative, environmental conservation, of credit rules under Mission Life in actions towards environmental conservation, fostering a culture of sustainability. Okay, resilience. So India recognizes the challenges posed by climate change. Now had started the points, like because of the climate changes we are observing so many negative results. Okay, so now it's a time to now it's a time to work upon the challenges or to the climate, and is committed to building resilience through adaptation strategies. It has released a draft framework of the climate taxonomy outlining the methodologies for classify activities that will be considered under this finance taxonomy, considered under adaptation and mitigation. National adaptation plan to be submitted to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, which will focus on. So this first, we are working on submitting our first national adaptation plan, Framework Convention for Climate Change, that we had started in the sustainable practice. Okay, focusing on enhancing adaptive knowledge system and reducing the exposure to climate risk. Okay, Yeah, we had started working on another important point, all the G20 other nations to join the resource efficiency and circular economy industry. This is very important concept under India's G20 presidency as a collaborative platform to facilitate knowledge sharing and sustainable practices as well. So this India reaffirms commitment to glacier preservation at the high level international conference which held in Shembe, which is at Kyrgyzstan. So Minister of State, Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Shri Kriti Vardhan Singh, okay, to global action, share scientific and increase financial and technological support developing countries, so that we will be as glacier preservation, we will work in this direction. So India undertaking strategic actions under the National Mission for Sustaining the Himalayan Ecosystem. So recently I took a session and we had discussed about one of this kind question also. This question was asked in your 2024 NABARD Grade A examination phase 1 because we had covered the question. So that was related with this. Okay. A key component of India's National Action Plan on Climate Change, as well as the establishment of a Center for Biosphere Climate Change, designed to advance research and monitoring of glaciers and glacial lakes in the Indian Himalayan region. We need to work upon that. Okay, so what was the highlight? So this is one highlight there, and this is another highlight. We did like data about if we want to work upon with the real time information, there is a need to have the real time data now. So India is leveraging advanced remote sensing and geographic information system technologies led by the Indian Space Research Organization, glacier mass extent dynamics. Strengthen so institutions who are dedicated to observations. These efforts are further strengthened through the research institutes like National Institute of Himalayan Geology, Himalayan Environment. Initiatives work in this direction. This nationally determined contribution. So we had discussed about it before. So that by 2000, working upon it, achieve our now sourced from non-fossil fuel based energy, which is very important in the emission intensity of GDP 2005 and 2020 side equivalent in 2020 through increased forest and tree cover. So that's how we had improved. Yeah, this is mentioned this in your notebook. This considered as international of corporates. If it is right, you will observe uh, right corner there the information that it is the international of corporate. Okay, so one thing is the International Year of Corporate. The other thing, year 2025, Year of Glaciers Preservation. The 2025 to 2030 advanced global research and increased financial and technological support. Developing a share is contribute to safeguard glaciers, show the resilience of our shared future. Okay, yeah. Who are there in the class? Why you have not informed me before? Hello, hello. Am I audible? Hello, hello. How it could be? See, the students who are in the class from the very beginning, I am repeatedly asking to everyone, let me know that I'm not audible, not. I have all the topics. Okay. uh, See, my mic is completely charged. Okay, I will ask to the technical team. Might be some changes in the settings of my device or the laptop is needed. Okay. Zoya, am I audible to you about it? We are about to end the session. Teacher is saying that, yeah, hello, am I audible? See, what I can do, issue, so that next class you will not face an issue. I apologize. I'll provide the PDF for the session. You can download from the All Aboard application. And you can also connect provide. Yeah, yeah, let me do it. I have changed the mic. I have 3 or 4 mics with me. All the mics. No, Uza.